Yo, what's up chat? How are you today? Hi, Rahim, Columnist Empty1, Kaya, Ferdy Lee, Pokemon Fan Club, thank you so much for the sub as well. Thank you, I appreciate that. 3 months. Darkrai, hope you're all doing excellent today. So, while I was streaming the team challenge yesterday, we basically all we did was talk about the new set anyway, right? So I figured we might as well do a proper set review today, and like we can go over all the cards, and I can tell you which I think is trash, and I can tell you which I think has some promise, and then maybe we can even theorize a deck in the end if we have the time, you know. Maybe we can make something. Um, yeah, we're really close, really close. Columnist M21. Nice haircut, by the way. Thank you, Ferdy. I appreciate that. We just got the haircut today, so it feels pretty good. So now the beard is trimmed down, the hair is cut down, and we can feel fresh. You know, that's nice. I appreciate that. Leave the toxicity for tournaments. Yeah, please not. Okay, but that's the plan for today. We're gonna look at all the new cards. And there's so many cool cards actually. At least like artwork wise, they kind of sick, right? I don't know. A lot of really cool ones. We'll look at everything, and you'll hear what I have to say on it. Okay, we'll go through it all. Don't you worry. Um, so here are like the pre-release promos, but they're like covered further down as well. So we'll get them when we get to them here. All the training galleries are so nice. Yes, they're kind of amazing actually. I think they're at the bottom here. So look at it. All right, you ready for some grass bulk? Matchup seems busted in pre-release. I mean, it probably is. It seems like almost good in general. Alright. Oddish, blank, gloom blank, Vibe Plume, 90 damage, flip a coin. If hits, your opponent can't play any supporter cards from the hand during next turn. If it tells, your opponent can play item cards. So it blocks something, but it's a flip again, right? It was a stage 2 that does 90, which is very poor. So even if this was guaranteed, either item or supporters, I think it would be too weak. So we're moving on. Was Busta on pre-release with a matchup? I mean, I can imagine. Matchup looks pretty sick. We have Parasect. You may use this ability. Both active Pokemon are now asleep and poisoned, and then that's when you evolve. It's like the obvious synergy here is gonna be with Electrode, right? I guess I'm gonna have to like jump a little bit between cards. Wait. Why can't I? Can we not find a translation like right away? Yeah, it's like obviously supposed to be with the Electrode, right? Or is it? Is not translated here? Is it somewhere else? Well, the Electrode at least like does 100 damage for each special condition that it has on its own. So that's like the point of Parasect. But like we will get to it. I don't think it will be that great though. Yo, good morning, Mello. Wait, isn't how do you have time to be here? Isn't your wife in the hospital right now? What's happening? Are you sure it's time to be here? Congratulations, by the way. Went for on my pre-list last weekend, and Athenian is more broken because you only get the 1-1 matchup line. Yeah, I haven't seen which pre-list boxes you actually get, so but I can see that makes sense. Thank you, Benchy. The king carried me, but matchup was a great wall late game. I can see that as well. Not ragging for Bilbao. No, I'm like that would be kind of mean of me. So I am going to Baltimore regionals, right? I'm not going to Bilbao, and it's the same weekend, unfortunately, so I cannot be at both. But I will leave that spot for someone else because it will probably be filled up, right? So there's no point in me taking up a spot in this one. Process is a lot slower than you think. She's sleeping right now. Okay, well, that's okay then. I'm happy to be your entertainment in the meanwhile. In the meantime. Internet connection is bad. Catch you next time. That's alright, fan club. We'll see you next time. Yeah, I don't think it does much. Wurmple is pretty funny, but 3 grass energy is way too many, so I don't think you'll ever use that hack. And you just get marnied anyway. But it's really funny though. And this is just the worst Bibarel. I'll say though, if we had a line of like Wurmple Silcoon that was similar to Metapod Caterpie, in that you can just evolve immediately, then this could have some premise as well, but like without, it's just a worse Bibarel, right? Like you draw one more with a stage 2, so it's definitely not worth the effort of setting it up. But there's no Whimsicott in Bilbao this time. I mean, you never know, right? This card is still legal. We stay away. We will stay away from Bilbao. Those are pretty cute. Are you? Dustox, Poison, and Confused. Put 8 damage counters on that Pokemon instead of 1. It's a stage 2. Like if you set up a stage 2, it's supposed to win you the game, not to be worse than a basic V again, right? So this one is kind of funny actually. It has a nuke attack. You do 210 for 1 grass, and you put the whole thing in the loss zone. I think if this did 310, you could consider it, but it does 210, so it doesn't knock out anything. So then, again, it's a stage 2, right? So it's not going to be worthwhile. So 60-60, that's not doing anything. Let's see, Trevenant. If this Pokemon does not get damage from opponent's Pokemon's V's attack, your opponent doesn't take a prize card. Which is like, it's kind of relevant, but what really diminishes this card for me is the HP and also its attack. Like if you're up against Inteleon, which we see in like a lot of decks, right? Then they just do 120, so you get knocked out, and you also don't knock them out back because you do 150. Well, Inteleon has 160, so that is that's a problem. So the numbers doesn't really line up well. And 3 energies is not great. Like you have Gardenia at least, but it's a couple things here. Why Bolt over Bilbao? It's simply because like there is gonna be another NA regionals as well, like 2 weeks in between, and I wanted to be like in NA in general for like a month. So I'm actually leaving on Monday. And I'll be in NA for 1 month, and then I'll come back. So I'll scoop up the 2 regionals while I'm there, and like attend both of them. Played pre-release with Dustox, is it busted? I mean, I don't doubt it will be busted. Okay. Disclaimer before I continue here. I'm gonna judge these cards as in standard format right now, and I'm gonna compare them to Palkia, okay? If they can't stand up to Palkia, I'm moving on, alright? That's the level we're at here. If it can beat Matchamp in pre-release, that's cool, right? But if it can't beat Palkia in standard, I don't care that much. So that's what we compare it against here. The Tuntan knocks out a lot of dark Pokemon. I mean, that's true. Either, sorry if it's out of topic. It was really nice meeting you at the Worlds. Thanks for taking time to chat and some playment. I'll treasure it forever. Yo, thank you, Ella Cooper. It was nice meeting you as well. Of course, absolutely, no problem at all. Are going to Lille? Yes, Lille isn't crashing with anything, so we'll be at Lille. Maybe I should like post like my tournament plan somewhere. Playing Salt Lake, not Salt Lake. I could theoretically, but then I have to stay another 2 weeks, and like I would already be gone a month, so maybe it was the weekend after, but it's like a little bit annoying time interval between. I'll be a short review. I mean, I'll still have to go through them and tell you that the card is not good, so you know, right? So it's still a lot of cards to look at. The set review compares to Palkia and they all suck. I mean, some of the cards can actually compare to Palkia, you know? But I'm here to tell you that a lot of them don't. Where are we in the set review? We are very in the beginning here. We're still at the grass Pokemon, which are the first type of Pokemon here. and we hit Trevenant. I think we're going to Warsaw and Malmö. Perfect. I will probably be at both of them as well. Poland is great. Yeah, that will be fun. I don't think I've been to Pokemon tournament in Poland before. We just started, yes. Yo, DocPoke, thank you so much for the Prime sub as well. Thank you, thank you. Love the Vika Voltec. Thank you. It was Philip's idea here. I was merely picking it up and playing it. But I think it was a really strong deck. And it's still a really strong deck. It's just high risk, high reward type of deck, I think. Yo, what's up, Covistar? How are you? Alright. But yeah, this one is like, it's almost good. Almost like it. Let's see. Orbital, when you evolve, you can attach 3 energy cards from opponent's discard pile to their Pokemon in any way you like. And the attack also synergizes with that. Like, obviously you could play this with Orbital VMAX, but again, it's a stage 2. If you're a stage 2, you need to be amazing. You need to do something absolutely crazy, and this isn't it either. I do like that a lot of these cards have some sort of loss zone type of thing going on though. Like this, like put all energy in the loss zone. It's funny, but I still think they need to buff the single pricers even more if they want to do something. Chad Third said he's playing Radiant Star in Baltimore. Yo, when did I say that? Did I say that? I'm not sure if I said that. Delphix V, best deck in format? No. Okay, more bulk. So, like, if I'm just, like, skimping thing, you can assume the card doesn't do anything. I kind of like Chandelure, because you have net in format. But if you do the math, right, you can do 4 Chandelure easy, and then do 4 net, that's 8 Chandelure, that's 24 cards. It's still not really decking out your opponent, right? If we had the Celebi Prism still, that would be something. Because then we could devolve all our Chandelures and then put them back down again. That would be kind of sick, but we don't, so. Delphox V, Spooky Torch, Burning Confused, 1 fire. Then you could do 120 and put 2 energy in the loss zone and do 120 to the bench. So this thing has a total damage output of 240, which is fine, but it's 3 energy and it's really squishy. And it's hard to convert that damage to actual prices again. And then of course you have the mana fee issue, where you don't do any damage, right? Like you do half damage again. So that's a big problem. So this thing isn't gonna do a whole ton, I think. Then we have Pyro, put 4 instead of 2 and burn Pokemon. I mean that's cute. That's cute. And then 90 and flip, yeah, nothing. So like the things that buff burn have never historically been any good. Yeah, like Full Flame the Stadium once, but that was really it. So it's definitely not worth the investment, I think. Okay, so this one I had to like, this one was good enough for me to theorize before I discarded it. But I will theorize it for you as well, so you can hear my logic before we get too hyped about the Politoed, right? Statues are going to get better next year, hopium. I mean, hopefully. I mean, you can believe. Centiscorch Chandler. Delphox did only ever get 1 playable card. Oh yeah, that was like really long ago, right? I think I know which one you mean. Okay, but Politoed, right? It does 10 damage. Poliwag is in the bench, you do 60 more. Poliwhirl on the bench, 90 more. Poliwrath in the bench, 120 more. And they all stack, right? So you can do 10 plus 60 plus 90 plus 120. So you can cap it an impressive 280 damage, which is enough for restart and stuff. The problem is, with this setup, is that you need all 4 of them in play, obviously, right? And that is, one issue is that you have to find everything. Another issue is how is your bench supposed to look here, right? Because you need 4 of these. You have total 6, so that leaves you with 2 Pokemon left to have on the board. One of them has to be a Manaphy, or else you're getting slammed by a Greninja. That's not something you can compromise either. You have to have Manaphy on the board there. Then it leaves you with 1 spot for a consistency Pokemon. like one whole spot. I was thinking like maybe there should be Bibarel as probably the strongest thing you can put as a one-off consistency Pokemon on the board, but it's probably not gonna cut it to like cycle this thing again and again. And you also get a very linear deck where you only hit into the active, right? You're not doing anything like crazy amazing, and sometimes it's not even a knockout. So I'm very little optimistic about the Toad here. Mystical Fire Blaze Ball, one from XC Base. Yeah, I think so. I think that's one I'm thinking about. Haircut? Yes, I got the haircut today. Oh yeah, Dugong. Dugong is also like theoretically interesting as well. But when you think about it, I think this is just a worse Malamar in almost all regards, because like you have to shuffle back into your deck, right? Like the attack does 40, and then you shuffle all energies back, and you can cycle them endlessly with the little fish. Where's the little fish? The Finion. You can attach as many water energy cards as you like to one of your Pokemon that the swim freely attack, which Dugong does. So you can attach as many as you want. That's cool. So it kind of works in the same way as Malamar. The problem is that unlike Malamar, water energy are not consistency cards. In Malamar, you can convert draw supporters. You can convert all your ball cards, right? You can convert like your energy search cards, even like in Fog Crystal. All of this you can convert into damage. While in Dugong, you can open Seal and 6 water, and that's pretty bad again, right? And you need to play a pretty decent amount of water energy as well. So one issue is like just how you have to build your deck, and then the next issue is how do you build a deck to find them again, right? Like playing Lady isn't overly impressive. That's 4 energy. That's not even enough for turn, right? Like you need 8, 9, 10, right? That's what Malamar needs. When you're playing Malamar, you can play Ambition each turn to get you up to 8, and then like build from there even, right? Like getting 8 water energy plus a turn, that seems extremely difficult, like in comparison. Even having 2 or 3, 4 Eldegoss in play to search out the water energies is making this really difficult. So like Dugong might look really good at first glance, but I think honestly it's just a worse Malamar when it comes down to it. Which, and we know Malamar is already struggling these days, even though it has like this perfect engine it can use. Thank you, Stellar Wish. Hope you make Frog deck and Freely deck on stream. I mean, I can make them. I'm just saying that I don't think they will like stand up to what we already have in format. What's up, Yoshiro? Well, he only needs 1 energy to attack also. Yeah, I don't think actually that doesn't matter here, because you can attach as many as you want, right? And it's your deck is about trying to cycle these anyway for damage output, so that's actually fine. But it's these other factors that like really matters and makes it difficult to pull this off. Well, he gets the benefit of the Intel engine, Octillery. Yes, Mali has like this crazy good engine and is still like barely not cutting it these days. We'll use Intel or Octo for damage, and even Mali isn't doing great. Exactly, Stellar Wish. Yo, thank you so much, Raheem, for the sub as well. 5 months, thank you. I appreciate it so much. One day, I promise you guys, you will all get your remotes. One day. Team of Blasters can touch a lot of water energy. I mean, yes, but then you pass your turn as well. Like you can touch a lot of water energies with the Finion. That's not the problem. It's just like finding them each and every turn, right? That's the problem here. But yeah, that's doing. I felt like he deserved a little bit of like explanation of why I don't think Dugong will do too well. Honestly, like I'm slightly more hyped for this because Seadra has the swim freely attack, so it means you can charge this with the Finion as well, and then you can use the old Kingdra, not this one, the old one, that does more damage for each water energy it has attached, and its ability that takes all that water energy from the active ones get knocked out and puts it on the next one. So it means that in the early game you don't have to put up the, or like set up the frost mode anymore. you can just set up a basic to charge instead. And you can also jam all the energies on the stage 1 as well. So it makes it a lot easier to stream, and you can also attack with the stage 1 that turn. So potentially snipe something, or like even just hit hard on the active. So that seems like a more promising water deck than the Dugong, honestly. I think like a Kingdra deck could be kind of hype. At least has really good synergy there. Then we have this Kingdra. This Kingdra I was also like a little bit intrigued about, because imagine you play like a 1/1 line in an Arceus Intel deck, and you're just like spamming Pat and then Kingdra and tell your opponent to like shuffle their hand in every turn, and and then you can heal while doing it, right? So you get to Marnie Pat spam while you go Chair and Scare. That sounds really funny. Is it worth it? Maybe not, but it sounds really fun. It could potentially be good though. Like, we all know how Marnie Pat is a win condition on its own, right? So as long as you get the blasters, won't take your time. Team up doesn't end your turn. Look at top 6 cards, you touch and you find it's not. Oh, that one. Yes, that's the one. I agree. It's still not great though. And like it's about cycling, right? I think like if you just want to cycle, it's probably the best one you can set up is Eldegoss, and even that is probably not good enough. This Kingdom wins pre-releases. I mean, I don't doubt that. I definitely don't doubt that. Can you make a Urachi emote? I mean, Urachi, maybe. Which Urachi do we have in standard format right now? You know, busted pre-release, endless Marnie. I mean, I don't doubt it. I definitely don't doubt it. Alright, then we have Ludwig. Ludwig always get like this cute set of attacks somehow, but this time is it's just cute. It doesn't really do much for us. You both draw 2 cards. it's fun though. Right, we have Shallows. Then we have Finion. We talked about this guy already. It touches as many water energy as you like. Like, the ability is crazy, like absolutely insane. But there's like limited Pokemon that can take advantage of the ability. And you can evolve it and hit for 120, which is very underwhelming. It would be really cool if this Pokemon had an attack that scaled with energy somehow, but it doesn't, which is kind of lame. But that's okay. Where are we at in set review now? I mean, we're the blue Pokemon. We'll still have a decent chunk left. Rainance on the basic is busted. It is. It is actually really crazy. Needs Swim Freely on the basic to pair with Taunton. Oh yeah. Don't you? Is there no Swim Freely basic actually? That's kind of a scam actually. Alright, a Abomasnow, classic blank, Basculin. Like, they did him dirty. He does nothing compared to the old Basculin. Old Basculin gathers to crew. What does this one do? Nothing. This one is kind of cool because there's like Volcarona's attack or Victini Prisma attack, if you will, which is pretty cool. Doesn't cost any energy either, which is also helpful. So you could pair this with like the Gather the Crew one, I guess, and you have 2 cute effects in your deck. But I think this could like maybe see play as like a fun tech, but that's really it, like a one-off, maybe. Basing your whole deck around it seems very consuming and gimmicky. The doing is to clean up a big active, and Seadra is for the bench. Yes. Talking pre-list still, right? The Make the Swim Freely mons have no good second attacks. Yeah, that's really annoying. Except Dugong though, right? Dugong has a good attack, but it's probably not good enough though. Swanna does nothing. Okay, so Kyurem though. Kyurem actually kind of interesting. I want to talk about Kyurem. So the basic is okay. You can attach any number of water energy from a hand to a Pokemon. That's like cool if you open Kyurem and like multiple buckets. We know that it's gonna go down next turn anyway. It doesn't matter that much, but you get to attach a bunch of energy, so that could be potentially cool. And then you have Kyurem VMAX, 330 HP. So I think comparing this to Ice Rider right now in the format is pretty fair comparison, because it's kind of similar, but it's different. But I think it's better, and I'll explain why I think this is better than Ice Rider. This has more HP than Ice Rider, and it also has an ability which Ice Rider does not have. And you get to discard the top card of your deck in Sword Energy, attach it to one of your Pokemon. So you get Energy Acceleration. It's really easy to use this with, say, Oranguru, right? If you really want to. So that could be like a cool combo, but like even then, like you can just do it randomly. It can be cool sometimes. Then attack has no cap, which is big. You do 120. Discard any number of energy from this Pokemon, you 50 more for each. So it takes 3, that's 1 more than Ice Rider, right? And if you discard 2, which is the same as Ice Rider, you do 30 less. But the difference is you don't have to stop there, right? You can keep going. And that means you can reach stuff that Ice Rider can't really reach like as easy. So it's super easy for you to like take the one shots you need on VMAXs or the V Union, right? Like V Union is a plague right now, so or was at least. So you can knock that one out with ease with Kyurem VMAX. You don't have to play Leon, Belt, and Tool Scrapper with your Ice Rider to make sure you get through it. You can just play the Kyurem, and that's enough. It's a VMAX, so it was a V-Strike. That card is kind of good, yes. Like this card is pretty good. It has a lot of HP, has energy acceleration, and like compared to Ice Rider, I think it's almost strictly better. It's a little bit different though, right? So it depends on the purpose for it. So I think if you were to pair Palkia with anything, I think Kyurem might be a better partner than Ice Rider. Like at the very least, I want to try out the 1/1 line of Kyurem in Palkia. I think that sounds pretty good. Then you have that extra reach. Like right now we're trying to jam the Crab into the deck, right, to deal with V Union and all the other tank stuff we can't really reach with Palkia. But Kyurem just sounds so much easier, right? Flipper ability, triple energy, attach, nuke, right? Gun. And that seems like, it just seems very easy. So I kind of like that, and also having that random energy acceleration is pretty nice. For sure, a better partner with Palkia and Ice Rider. I mean, I think so. Like, it seems more appealing to me than Ice Rider. Just because, like, you don't have to bother with the extra cards, right? The Tool Scrapper, the extra Belt, the Leon. I really hate all these like small finicky cards that like clunks up your deck. It's just so much smoother to play one thing, you know, to do the same job. Ice Build, Star Portal, attach, maybe Excel supporters should be plenty. Yeah. Like I'm usually about consistency, right? And finding the easiest way to do things. And this is very much like on the easy way to do things type of Pokemon. So yeah, Kyurem goes on my buy list at least. He seems pretty cool. Not sure how many I want of him though. At least one. At least one of him. He seems nice. Kyurem might help against Goodra if it's relevant. That's also true. Like Palkia might struggle with Goodra actually. Oh, yeah, but maybe not. Like you can still like cross switch a boss at the thing back and forth and then kill it. Maybe it isn't that difficult. It's definitely nice to have something unconditional damage output in your deck. Then we have Cramorant. 4 more cards in Lost Zone. You attack for free. And you want 10. And you go... I guess, okay, you don't go through anything. Like, you don't hit for weakness. Which is actually pretty bad. Because you can't one-shot Charizard. So that's actually not great. But the 110 is still nice though. I can definitely see this thing being a tech in a deck using the Lost Zone engine, because you can potentially attack for turn 1 for free here. And if you're trying to just go full zone speed, then it seems like very little reason to not have this thing in the deck. Attachment link your start portal 6 energy in one turn. Yeah, I mean, you can potentially do that, right? Like, you can put a lot of energies in play immediately. Why it sounds so low? It might be lower than usual just because like my last microphone kind of broke down and I went to the store and bought a new one and they only had one. So I hope this one is okay and you can turn up your sound. That was unfortunately the only option. So it might not be as clear as the last one. The cow counter, this one, yeah, that's also true. It does smack the mill tank pretty well. If you're playing Giratina with the Lost Zone thing anyway, you don't care though because you have Shred, but it's kind of cool. I do like the Cramorant. I can see that one being relevant, for sure. Let's see. This is actually a basic Glistry. If any poison basic Pokemon can't attack, 130, 30 yourself. Okay, doesn't do anything. Yeah, I don't think this card does anything either, but look how dang cute it is though. Oh my goodness. Like I really like this one. Like look at it though. Look how happy Pikachu is. That's kind of sick. Belt plus 110 is a 2-shot in most V-stars. Yes. Just run 4 Articuno? No, Mellow, no. 140 is a 2-shot at all V-stars, bar Big Charm. Yes, that is pretty good. I still don't think you should like spam Cramorant or anything, but it seems like a nice tech inclusion. So yeah, it's a good Pikachu, but it doesn't do anything. Then we have Raichu, does 100 plus 120 if you use your V-star power, which is fun. Consider this maybe if it was 1 lightning energy, but it's 3 energy. It makes it completely unplayable. Not even worth looking into. Let's see, Manectric, 80, Pokemon Tool attached, 80 more. This is also something like if it cost 1 lightning, maybe. There's other stage ones. Maybe even then it wouldn't be good enough, you know. Alright, Magnezone. So Magnezone technically has promise just because it's yellow, right? It's lightning. It hits Palkia for weakness, right? That's good, isn't it? But it might not just be good enough, you know. Like Magnezone V-Star, you do 40 here, and then your opponent has to switch out, and this is 90 and 32 of your opponent's bench Pokemon. But it's lightning double colorless, and if you have the double colorless, right, or the double turbo, you're doing 70 10 10 instead of 90 30 30. So that's way less, right? So this thing probably not attacking. And then the V-Star, that's like 180 is decent for 2 attachment because you can do double turbo again. It's still less than Arceus, and you get to pick up 2 item cards and put them into your hand. So the only thing this guy got going on for it is really its lightning typing. Let's compare to Palkia or Arceus, right? Like first attack just strictly worse than Arceus, and it has the lightning typing against Palkia, and then it also has Electro Star, V-Star power to do 90. So this is Greninja's attack again, right? It seems like a little bit too much, right? So maybe you can do okay against Palkia, but only okay, and that's because you're lightning. And otherwise, it just seems worse than the options we have already. Need some good yellow cards? Yes. We needed this guy to have 330 HP and be a basic. Then we would be talking. The Spamorant Torch. No. Arceus is a Magnezone. Pika's free retreat. I mean, that's something though. He also have Tarps. Alright, we have Rotom V, which has Sation's ability. Also not horrible. You draw 3 cards, your turn ends. I mean, that's a good ability. Like, Sation's ability is incredible. And this is also really good. The format sped up a lot though, so you don't really have time to use it much anymore. You do 40, put that number of Pokemon Tools cards from your discard pile in the Lost Zone. and then you do 40 more damage for each card in the loss zone this way. So I don't know, maybe if they keep printing cards like Pokemon that has to do something with Pokemon Tool one day, it might be good, but so far it hasn't, and I have yet to see the day come. I think they need to be more generous. I need to do like 60 for each tool or something. Like they just need to do more. I like the sun. I can search for 2 hammers. Yo, someone get this man out of here. Someone get this man banned. I like Andrew's deck from today's straight, Tokyo's Jolteon. Oh, did he try to bring that back? That's pretty cool. I know a lot of people hype that deck, or like play that deck for a period. But that was kind of long ago. Like that was a couple of months back. That's pretty cool. I guess Jolteon is still decent. I do think like Arceus is a better card than Togekiss though. Gonna be honest. It's a better way of like tanking and looping in terms of stats and everything. Yo, what's up, guy with fans? So are you? Let's see. Yeah, we have Tynamo, we have Electric, you can flip for Paralyze when you evolve. That's actually kind of funny. It could definitely be annoying if you use this guy with net and stuff, but nah, if it ever becomes a thing, people just like play a little bit more switching cards, right? So this one does 10 for 1. That's amazing. It's almost bad enough to put in my cube, but probably not. Alright. Clefairy also deserves at least a mention, I guess, right? This is an active spot. You may search your deck for a second entity attached to each of your bench Clefairy, then shuffle your deck. That means that if you have 4 Clefairy in play, you can switch between them and get a ton of energy into play, right? If you play like switch, net, reset even, right? Like you use 1, 3 energy. You net it, another one up, 3 energy. You balloon into the one you netted, 3 energy. Then you can play like 2 switches. So then you technically can get like 20, like 15 energy like in a turn. I mean, the problem is that you will just run out of energy in your deck though. It sounds kind of funny. It's basically Lunaton Solrock, but different, right? Same, but different. Maybe this is more consistent though. I could see it being more consistent, like easier to do something turn 1 with it, but it's going to be harder to like sustain your field. Like Lunaton Solrock will be better for the long game, and this will be better turn 1, I think. Yo, what up, Rambo? How are you? I'm being a Final Fantasy enjoyer right now. Let's go. Got into Bilbao, was stressful, and Arcanine got slow for a second. Yo, I can see that. Yeah, Bilbao registration was right now. Is it full already? What's happening with Bilbao? I was trying to not register. I tried to be nice this time. 15 energy in a turn. I know. It's kind of exciting. It's pretty exciting. I still think this will be like Lunaton Solrock tier, but I mean, not the worst. Okay, Clefable. I don't think we will ever want to evolve into this thing. Yeah, you do 30 less damage from Dragon Pokemon. It kind of blank. This is the one. And then we have Ghastly, Haunter, and Gengar. And these you will probably never play in your deck, but Gengar you might play, right? This is in the discard pile. You can jam it on the bench, and if you do, put 3 damage cards on this Pokemon. That's important, because this is the card meant to synergize with the new Zoroark V-Star. And then you can damage your Pokemon like this with the Gengar, and then you do a bunch of damage with the Zoroark, is the plan, right? An attack isn't the worst either. You do 2 damage for each of opponent's bench Pokemon, which caps at 100. It's not amazing or anything. At first I thought you could spread it as you wanted, then it would actually be pretty good, but since it's just the active, it's not that crazy. 333 people in it right now. Oh, that's starting to fill up, I guess. Like, do we know the cap, or is it capped already? You're going to Baltimore, but not Bilbao. There's an NA player now. Yeah, I'm gonna do mostly EU events. this season, but I'm starting off the season in NA with Baltimore, and I'm also doing Peoria 2 weeks later while I'm there. Are you flaming Lunar Rock? No, I would never. I would never. It's the best deck. Third, also going to Vancouver again. Yes, that was the plan as well. Vancouver isn't crashing with anything either, so that one is fair. I'm not like ditching the EU event for Vancouver this time around. Is it time to ask about the YouTube and sub emotes again? Yes. I mean, I guess it is. Get Akro in chat in here. He will know. Clefairy with Mewtwo V-Star seems fine. I think like Lunatone Solrock is still better as a pairing for Mewtwo though. Baltimore's capped? Yeah, I know Baltimore's capped. I was lucky enough to get in though. What card are you most excited about in Lost Origin? We are going through the whole thing right now actually. So you get to see all the cards I'm most excited for as we go here. I think we'll go to Toronto. Yes, I will most likely be in Toronto, unless something happens. Make sure you go to the Baltimore Aquarium, best in the world. Yo, really? That's pretty cool. I can see if I have the time actually. That would be kind of fun. Missed Baltimore registration as well. I'm really sad. Oh no, the Eugene Villa. Oh no, I'm sorry to hear. That one also filled up relatively quick, right? Took like an hour or so. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, this Gengar is supposed to be with, or like be played with the Zoroark V-Star. Like that seems to be its purpose, and also the new item tool, or like the new item that moves damage counters around. That's gonna be like the big ones here. Let's see. Mr. Mime. Mr. Mime is kind of funny. Like, it's not a good card by any means, but it's really funny. You do 90, you play rock, paper, scissors with your opponent. If you win, you're immortal for a turn. Hey, genius. So if you are a professional rock, paper, scissors player, maybe you should pick up a Pokemon deck. Huh? Stay safe around Baltimore, don't get tugged like I did. Are you really? Let's see, Jinx. Is this the one you were talking about for pre-release, or was it something else? She's one of your opponent's bench Pokemon, switch it with the active Pokemon. New active is now confused. I mean, it sounds pretty good in pre-release though, actually. Oh yeah, the Gardevoir. The Rated Gardevoir. That's actually a good card. We found a good card, guys. I guess we had the Kyurem earlier too, but Gardevoir is good. It's a good card. Your Pokemon take 20 less damage from opponent's Pokemon's V's attacks. So this is basically like an Oricorio, but it can jam it into anything. It doesn't protect from single price Pokemon, obviously, but it's usually V's that goes for the one shot anyway. So this is really relevant. It's going to be really important for like against, like, say, Palkia, Arceus, Giratina, like to mess up their numbers. I think this is a pretty cool cool Radiant card. Yes, chat is excited about this one as well. That's good. It's also a really pretty card. Like, I like it a lot. So this one we'll see play for sure. There's no way around it. Oh yeah, another really good card actually, Sableye. If you have 10 or more cards in Lost Zone, you can put 12 damage counters on your opponent's Pokemon in any way you like. This is like, it's not long ago this was a GX attack, you know. Who, like, was it Espeon? How many damage counters can you put with Espeon? Like Espeon GX? How many damage counters did that one put? It was like a decent chunk. My point is, like, this is a really cool attack. 16, nice. That's a lot. So, like, you get to put a lot of damage counters here. And it's a single price Pokemon, and you do it for 1 energy. So if you're up against single price decks, right, and you're playing a Lost Zone engine, say Giratina, then this could be a pretty cool alternative if you want to, like, swing the tide against those decks, because this can knock out 2 Sobbles in one go, for example. Like, if you use, like, Sableye 2 or 3 times, it seems really difficult to overcome for a deck with squishy Pokemon, right? SPD was nuts. Yes, it was. Wait, let's look at these cards actually. Espion Deoxys GX. So this was 10, and if you had 6, you put 20, right? And you had Espion GX. No, not this one, right? Yeah, divide. That's 10. Yes. So that's pretty good. Like, this is 12. It's not their GX attack, right? That's, I mean, I don't know. To me, it sounds like a lot. I know it's been a year or two, right? But it's still a lot of damage counters, man. It's a lot of them. It was 200 for 6. Now it's 12 for 1. Yes. Yeah, I'm not sure where the 16 came from. Moa is really good in pre-release as well. Yeah, let's see what Moa does. Can't retreat, drink once next turn, doing rest in them is increased by 90. Yo, that seems pretty good as well, actually. Yes. That seems good in pre-release. Yeah, I think the Sableye is a really good card. If you're making a buy list, I will put Sableye on it. Mola seems good in pre-release, and that's it. Let's see, Bennett, yes. You can pick a support card from discard pile and put it into your hand, and then you lost zone the Bennett. So this is, I think this is essentially just to get more fuel for your lost zone deck. I'm not sure if it's even needed, but it seems okay. Maybe you can do a 1/1 tech in your deck with the Bennett. Depends on like the rest of your ball lineup, I guess, like how easy it is to set up, but it seems okay as fuel if you're desperate to get that turn 2 attack off. And Mewtwo V Union is 16, right? Let's see, Cresselia, move 2 damage control from each of your Pokemon to one of your opponent's Pokemon. Like, this is kind of cool because you can pair it with the old Gengar that moves damage counters around. But it should have been more than 2. It should have been like 3, 4, 5 or something. And then maybe you could make a deck of it. When it's 2, you're barely like touching your opponent. You're barely healing anything. Oh, look at a little, little fluff. Sorark. Opponent's Pokemon is knocked out at the end of their turn, but they can switch, they can evolve, can do anything. Bring back, put a card from discard pile and put it into hand. Also pretty good actually, but way too slow in the current format. Maybe from my cube. Maybe in my cube. Malamar. 30, both players reveal hands. If any of the cards in your hand, the same name as the cards in your opponent's hand, does 90 more damage. If this did 300 more damage, I would still probably not play the card. That's how gimmicky I think this is. Okay, Comfy. Comfy actually a big one though. This is like the core of the Lost Zone engine, right? If you're in the active, you look at top 2, put 1 into hand, the other in the Lost Zone. And this, like, you just need the Lost Zone cards, right? And this is a little bit of consistency and Lost Zoning at the same time. So Comfy seems like a staple if you're trying to do anything with the Mirage Gate cards. Yo, Blazzy Memes, thank you so much for the sub as well. You guys, really, really kind today. I appreciate it so much. And you as well. You will get your emotes in heaven one day, you know. So, I don't know. One day. Should have been all damage counters. If it was all damage counters, then it would be kind of interesting for sure. Does energy count as same card? I think so, but they have to be the same type of energy though, right? I wonder if Snorlax with Robot Arm thing that lets you attack while asleep will be good. I've seen like the Snorlax is actually played in Japan. We'll come to it though, because it has really good stats and knocks out Inteleon. But yeah, as for now though, the Comfy, really good card as well. Probably core in the Lost Zone engine. Hi Haircut, let's go. Thank you, Rotom. Mimikyu, you do 10 times each damage counter on all of your opponent's Pokemon. I like spread just doesn't seem good enough right now. Like things have too much HP and it's too and worth too many prices. Like spread hasn't been good in a long time. It's just too easy to play with, like nothing on the board. Okay, Spectre, snipe 2 of opponent's Pokemon for 2, and 120, can't do it. Okay, so kind of blank. Okay, let's look at this one. Enamorus V. It's a kind of crazy Pokemon. I was still surprised like when I encountered this in the game. As long as this Pokemon is an active spot, prevent all effects your opponent's Pokemon's abilities, don't your Pokemon with any psychic energy attached, except any Enamorus. I think the big problem is that it doesn't protect itself, and it needs to be in the active. I think even if it needed to be, if it could be on the bench and it protected itself, it would probably still not be good enough. So with this, it's like very needlessly nerfed here, for no good reason. So I don't think we can really use it for anything. 100 attached to 2 basic and sheet cards from this discard your Pokemon anyway you like. Attack is like halfway decent though, but it does 100. It should have done like 200, you know. I'm excited for this one. This one is cool. On to YouTube channel one day. Quanta Money as well. Thank you so much for the Prime Gaming sub as well. We got the hype train, yo, insane. We never have that. Thank you. Emotes one day. Not sold on the Lost Zone engine just yet. I mean, me neither. We'll see what we can build though. I know Giratina in itself is really good. And Video Game Deal, thank you so much as well for this, guys. Chill. We're trying to do a settery here. We're getting distracted, but I appreciate you all so much though. Thank you. Yo, Brancoro, how are you today? Hope your day and streaming going amazing. Thank you. Hope your day is going amazing as well. Where did you play Joseph Focus Cube on Sunday? I was joining, but we had to wait too long, unfortunately. And how did it go? It went pretty well. I played Focus Cube, and I only lost to Puka as per usual. So that was really fun. We played at the at their hotel, like the one next to the venue. What was the name of it again? I can't remember. It was right next to it though. His doing Arcanine is a pumper. It's cool. I mean, I want to talk about this. This is basically Granbull, right? Reminds me a little of my Eggs needs a Granbull. Yeah, a loft hotel. Exactly. Thank you, Piman. Hype. Yeah, there's the Arcanine here. It's really cool because it's Granbull, but you don't need energy attached, right? That's super cool. The format is a little bit more like hit and heal and tank than it was before, unfortunately. But it depends though, right? Like I guess as long as you can dodge Arceus with Dunsparce and Chern's Care, so like not the intelligent version, you play against the peak version or something, then it seems like kind of reasonable, right? I mean, doesn't seem too bad. And then you have the Venusaur to like really synergize with it. You can actually have a home for a Radiant Venusaur now, which is really cool. I like that. Judging from Japan results, Lost on Engine is very good. Yes, exactly. Like it seems really good. So we can probably take some inspiration from Japan. Next time I'll definitely join. Will you bring your cube to Lille? I mean, I could actually. I do want a cube, so maybe if we get enough people interested. They run lost in a variety of ways. Now, obviously, their cup results aren't the end all be all, just the base. Yes, exactly, Melo. But I'm excited for new set though. Like we will have it on PCG in like a week or so, I think. Then we can start testing with the new cards. Doing well today, Tor. Thanks for asking. Gotten in some really good Pokemon practice recently. I'm happy about that. I've been able to catch some more of your streams. That's got me feeling good too. Hey, let's go. I'm happy to hear. That's very good. But yes, it was the Loft Hotel. We cubed that. Yeah, the Arcanine is looking cool. You compare it with Venusaur, then you have an Engine, and you compare it with Grant. And Grant has like perfect synergy because you get to discard whatever cards you didn't manage to from your hand every single turn if you need to, right? It's like very good synergy here, and you do 160 for free, and you are fighting. Fighting is a good typing because Arceus is in format, so Like I can see this thing being playable. I really want to at least. So I will definitely try to make this thing. I make this card attack. Sought for Arcanine, ordering my character rares as soon as possible. Yo, let's go. That's hype. What's this cube thing you guys are talking about? Like cube is just like an alternative way to play Pokemon. It's basically drafting, but the packs are pre-made as you want them from like a selected card pool with cool cards that like the maker of the cube has decided. Compared with Peony. Yo, you can play Peony as well. Insane, actually. That's cool. That's cool. Let's see. Poliwrath. Compare this with a Politoad. But yeah, I don't think it do anything, does it? No. Matchup, Machoke, Machamp. Okay, this is your like pre-release Slayer, right? This is the one you were hyping so much. If you run the 3 or fewer prize cards remaining, this Pokemon gets 150 extra HP and has 150, so that brings it up to 300 HP. And for 2 fighting, you can do 100, but you can do 100 more. And then you can't attack next turn. But now we're talking, like you have a stage 2 that has 300 HP and can do 200 damage. Like that is like almost at the level that you need to be at to stand up in the format right now. Like that's a sort of number we want the same price stage 2s to have, right? So this is like closing in on what we actually need for single pricers to be there. It might still not be good enough though, but I mean it's a step in the right direction in terms of power level. Like it's pretty good numbers here. Here's our answer. So how are you? As I don't try to cube through Pete's Joe, maybe someone made a website to handle the draft as long as everyone had the entire card pool in their account. It's true. Like Cube usually uses a lot of older cards as well, though, which is like maybe a problem for Pete's Joe. But I've definitely seen people do it before, using like newer cards. What's up, Team STG? Hello, streamer. Hello, chat room. 150 is big in numeral. It is. It is. See, David Finian has been crushing pre-release to be yes. As good as this is, King Red X seemed like a better pre-release option. I can see it. I can see it. Rhydon, repair your 50, discard of card for deck with energy. This deck does 100 more damage. Then attach the discard energy to this Pokemon. It does 150 for 1. It has 190 HP. But this is stage 2. I'm just saying, Arcanine does 160 for 0, and this is stage 1. What's the appeal of this guy over Arcanine? Nothing, right? Ooh, Aerodactyl. Aerodactyl I also saw people talk about a little bit. So we should cover this guy as well, I think. Can't wait for candy to be a staple in decks again. That's true. Buy your golden candies now. It will skyrocket. Investment tips with Torch. listen. Candy will be everywhere. It will skyrocket. Stonks. Get them now. Buy them out. My 10-year-old son won 2 pre-release with Machamp. Since we only do 4 prize cards, it goes big fast. That's true, actually. That's very true. If one takes 1 prize, you get 300 HP. That's kind of crazy. And 4 out in all my rounds took a combined 45 minutes. Insane. Aerodactyl seems so bad. Yeah, so the Aerodactyl here, right? Like the basic doesn't do a whole ton. Those 120 you can discard an energy. That's cute. The V-Star for fighting colors does 240, and you put 3 cards of deck in the loss zone. That is actually not good, even if you play loss zone engine, because you will discard cards you probably don't want to, right? Like loss zone cards you don't want to, which is a slight issue. And then you have the V-Star power, which is like, it's interesting, but it's very restricted. Like it's your V-Star power, it's also your attack, and like it gets turned off when it gets knocked out, and you leave it in the active, obviously, which isn't great. So your opponent either knocks it out or gets to hit into it at the very least. And it only blocks V Pokemon. So it doesn't even turn off the most important things, like the Shady Dealings engine or Bibarel, right? Or even Greninja. It doesn't block anything actually important. The only thing I can see it being used for is you play against Mew, put down Roxanne, you flip the V-star marker, Mew's dead, right? Like, they don't do anything there. And as long as this Aerodactyl lives a turn, you can retreat it to the bench, and then you have a permanent path, and you can do a miraculous comeback off of that play. But that's like the only thing, and even then it's not like waterproof, because your opponent can still like have a belt in play and roll a tablet off of the Roxanne. So it's Aerodactyl doesn't really cut it in my book, I think. But it's like close though. It's like it's almost, you know. Directly over candy price manipulation. Do not Google. Yes. Bought 8 today. Secret from Plasma Blast. Let's go. Buy them all. Buy all the candies. I should probably buy my candies first before I tell everyone else to buy them. Wait the day. Give me time to buy them out. How much longer is stream? We'll go for at least another hour. We still have like halfway done with the set, I think. If there's a builder worked like ADPs did, works throughout the game, it would be nutty. Like, even then, honestly, I'm not even sure if it would be worth it. Like, it would be good against Mew, but it wouldn't even be that crazy. I'm gonna be completely honest. Even then, I would be skeptical. We have Sudowoodo, which does nothing. We have a Gliscor. Flip 4 coins. I've seen enough. Flip 2 or more heads, your opponent is now paralyzed. No. Hariyama? Classic bulk card. Wouldn't it be funny if, like, instead of making the card so bulk, they're just like double the stats? Like, say this at 280, I did 200. Because then you would actually consider if it was worth putting in your deck, right? I mean, wouldn't it be funny if they just had like way more HP? And like you had to at least consider if they were bulk or not, instead of making it so painfully obvious that they are. Medicham, do 50. Search your deck for 2 fighting energy and attach them. Not too bad though. Need to be a basic to be good enough, I think. But which one do you want? Do you only play English cards? I usually like to only have English cards. We don't have our own language for Pokemon cards in Norway. So my cards have usually always just been English. And it's also nice for me to have English so I can read them. But like it doesn't matter that much. But also if I go to events outside of Europe, like regionals, right? Which I haven't done in the past, but I'm doing now. I actually need English cards. Like if I'm going to an event in NA. Or else I can't use them, and that will be kind of annoying. So I usually only use English cards. Don't act like you don't have them. I have a couple. I just wanted more candies, you know. Just done Starboard 2, right? And Subspace well? Yes, but opponent is usually flipping this marker turn 2 anyway, right? So you will only block them if you go first. Or else you probably won't have a chance to block them either. Even, and then there's nothing it blocks. If you're up against a Aerodactyl, I can guarantee your opponent will probably flip their marker if they think you're gonna do that to them. Relicanth, grab basic energy, that's funny. Heal, it only has 130 though. 170, this deck just send them to each of your bench Pokemon because screw them. I like it, Pokebeach, you're funny, haha. Maybe if it costs like 1 fighting, this is just like, why would you play this over Arcanine? Mienshao, Landorus, bulk. This one kind of funny. Lost block, Sling this Pokemon in play, if your opponent puts any price, they will take in the lost zone instead of putting those cards in their hand. So, opponent draws a prize card, it goes to the lost zone. I mean, how many cards can you realistically take away from your opponent here? Like 2, 3 before the last one never matters, right? And if they take a prize card before you set it up, then it doesn't kick in either. So how many cards can you grab from your opponent here? Like that matters. Like 3 of them, maybe 2 or 3. Probably not worth it to set up a stage 1 for that, right? Just go first, just flip better. I mean, apparently that's chat solution for everything. Are those Gastrodon doing mom and dad things? Where did it go? Or was it under? Whatever. Let's see. We're at Carbink. Find 2 items. Rockcraft. Draw 2. You do 60 if your opponent is a V. I mean, if I did 160, I'll be down. Because it's a basic. Can't compete with Arcanine then, but it does 60. Stonejourner, you back, my friend. Touch up the fighting energy from your hand to Pokemon in play in any way you like. If there is like an incredible fighting Pokemon coming along that you need to charge, maybe. As anyone inside we say been able to get back the taxes on their winning? I mean, if anyone knows, let me know as well. I pulled 1-1 line in pre-release on games from Lost Zoning random 1-offs. The Binacle. I mean, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. See, Ariados, 10 damage, just 30 more damage for each energy in opponent's active Pokemon's retreat cost. No! Murkrow, Honchkrow, 160, move everything. I don't like. I feel like the bulk cards are usually stronger than in this set. It feels like they feel very bulky, you know. They feel like very clear bulk. 60, switch with one for bench. Dark Pokemon even. Wow. Spiritomb, if it gets knocked out, you can search deck for a card and put it to your hand. That's a good ability. And you do 10 plus 60 for each Spiritomb in this group. The problem here is that it costs 2 dark energies, you can't combine this with Ditto, right? I mean, you could technically, but it's way more work to do it. If this was to colorless, it would probably be a lot better. What's up? Is this the bulk review? Yes. that is true. Whole set is bulk. I mean, there's a lot of bulk. It's just like there's some cards that is really, really good, and then you have cards that like just straight bulk, you know. Okay, we need to talk about this guy because people were really hyped about this one. Like all the Mew haters love to see this one. This Pokemon stacks costs colorless less for each of opponent's Single Strike, Rapid Strike, and Fusion Strike Pokemon in play. That means if playing against Mew, you attack for free. You do 190 and you're Dark Pokemon, that's their whole deck. One shot, KO. So this, if your deck struggle against Mew, maybe this could be enough to beat them, you know? I don't think like a single Drapion VTech will be enough on its own, but maybe if you have ways to cycle it, or play multiple, it could be enough. If you use D2, you can't use Dark Patch nor the ability. Exactly, that's the big thing with Spiritomb. I agree, Yoshiro. Best deck in the format card is Finion with Seadra in Lost Origins. And we already covered them actually, and we agreed that they're all really good in pre-release. Imagine me VMAX plays Lost City. See, that's why you need 2 Drapion, right? 2 of them. That would be something. Mew VMAX with Lost City actually sounds kind of like it would make a lot of sense, honestly, because you're never accessing your discarded Pokemon in Mew anyway, right? So I can see that. That seems kind of cool actually. Because then you also deal with all the dark shenanigans that people try to tech against you, like single things. And Mew should probably play it if they're afraid of Drapion again, right? Yeah, I like that. That would be a good counter pick. So you need 2 Drapion in your deck to kill Mew. But it doesn't even stop there. Like, it's an overall decent tech, because if you play against, say you play against Sobble, right? They keep calling for Sobbles in play. You also attack for free. And since you do 190, you can slap on a belt, and then you do 220, which is perfect mat for Urshifu, Palkia, Arceus, right? So, like, you can really punish like a standard Intelli engine with the Drapion here. Like, go for a really early knockout on their V Pokemon, which is pretty cool. Lost City is becoming my favorite trainer from the set. It doesn't seem bad. Drapion V-Star, I mean, it exists. Do we even want to read it? 250 is fine. Do 10 less damage for each damage conscious this Pokemon. And the V-Star power is poison paralyzed, and it's triple poison. So, like, it's okay. I don't think you would bother running it ever. Like, you're probably better off with just the basic here, but don't worry, Drizzle is a rapid strike card too. I mean, only if you play in Brazil. If you play outside of Brazil, then it's not, right. So it depends where you live. The oldest price of Sobbles is a 1 energy attack. I mean, 1 energy is also very doable though. 1 energy is fine. Let's see, Darkrai does nothing. Inky, this is going my cube. Insane card, has double call for family. I like it. Very good, very good. Doesn't do anything for standard though. Hoopa, actually the Dark Energy. Sneasler. I think this card can actually make Galar and Weezing slightly better. So instead of doing 40 between each turn now, you can do 60, because poison Pokemon take 2 more damage counters between turns. So like a quad poison becomes 6 times. And then suddenly you one-shot Sobbles. And if your opponent can't retreat, instead of being 120, it's suddenly 180 by 60, 60, 60 by the time your opponent gets their turn back. So like this card is kind of cool for Weezing. I'm not sure if it would make Weezing good enough still, but it definitely makes it more of a threat, I think. And then we have Radiant Steelix. Like, immediately when I saw this card, I was thinking about like an old Gold Star card. Chat, how long have you been around in this game? Do you know which card I'm thinking about? It's an old Gold Star. Free cookie to the first person guessing my card. Which card does this remind me of? Gyarados? Yo, you got it, Yoshiro. It is Gyarados. The old Gold Star Gyarados. So it's basically just a reprint. It's an old concept. We already had this card. It's this one. Basically same attack. Discard card from top of the deck until you have 1 card left. This deck does 50 damage plus 20 more damage for each energy card you discarded in that way. So I don't know, it's just a reprint. They did it before, but it's kind of cool to see though. And this time you can use Metal Saucers. The old Gyarados literally had like nothing to accelerate to it, I think. So you just like, you benched it and you're like attach, 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 attach. Like it was kind of telegraphed that you were gonna do something with Gyarados in 4 turns time, right? But this thing you can theoretically do in one turn, which is kind of funny. Like Charizard is sick, it's pretty cool. I've not been around nearly long enough to know. That's okay though. We educating chat today on card history. I had this card when I was a kid and I have no idea what it does. Nice. Delta Species Gold Stars, yeah, they're really nice. They're super cool. But yeah, I don't see us ever playing this thing over another Radiant card in anything, but it's kind of funny. I guess that's like the takeaway of this deck. The card is kind of funny, man. A lot of cards fall into that category here. Bronzong 40. There's 40 more damage for each Retreat cost. No. Stunfisk. If your opponent has a stadium and play, discard it. If you do, discard 2 energy from opponent's active Pokemon. I swear, this is gonna go in Sanders' control deck. Somehow, some way. It seems annoying. It seems really annoying. So, maybe in some sort of control archetype. Magier, no. 60, tool attached. You do 120 and confused. No. Berserker, feeling fine, draw 3. Rush, 20 down for each card in your hand. So, I'm gonna do the math. You need 14 cards in hand to one-shot anything. So this guy is funny, but he's not strong. And even if you one-shot, it's still not winning you the prize trade, because you're worth 2 prizes, and you're really squishy. It's kind of funny, the sums of this set, doesn't it? I mean, I think it does. I think it does. What did Sandro even play for Worlds? He played Stonejourner, but like a different take on it with Snorlax as engine. All right, we came to the front runner of the set. Let's read the card. Abyss Seeker. Look at top 4 cards of your deck. Put 2 of them in your hand and put the remaining cards in Losso. This is very good. Obviously, you don't want to use this attack because you want to go first and do this with other effects. But if you have to and you go second, at least it speeds up the process of your Lost Zone. It also has Shred, do 160, and you go through Miltank. Excellent, very good. So basically, like Max Miracle from you, same type of thing. And then we have Giratina V-Star. This is probably, arguably, best card in the set. We'll see though. Or best Pokemon at least. Strongest potential Pokemon. You do 280, put 2 energy attached to your Pokemon in the Lost Zone. So you don't even have to put energy from this guy in the Lost Zone. You can do it from something else, which is pretty cool. That can be relevant. So maybe you can do some sort of energy exploration on the side, right? Or you can just play the new item. We'll get to the item though. Item lets you accelerate cards, energy cards. And then, like, this deck obviously lines up perfectly against any V-Star deck, right? Against Palkia and Arceus, it's perfect math. You do the one shot, they're gone. It's real nice, really good. And then you also have a nuke button. You can only use this deck if you have 10 or more cards in the Lost Zone. Your opponent's active Pokemon is knocked out. That's it. Like, you just, they KO it. There's so many tank decks in the format right now. So many decks that just try to survive that one turn, and this card can completely deny that. You can always knock the tank out. No matter what they're trying to tank with, you can kill it. In the turn you really need it, right? It's a delete button. Remember, if you play against Mewtwo V Union, you still need to circumvent their abilities. You need to play Pact, but you have a delete button. That's pretty good. I mean, it's really good. Up against Arceus with a big charm, you couldn't find your belt yourself, no problem. Delete button, KO. Playing against a VMAX, you don't have the reach. It's fine. Delete button, right? It's a really good attack to just say one shot, and it's only 2 energy, which is even more crazy. So this card just has to be good, right? Lost City laughs in Tina's face. Yes. They just got Tina chunked. Delete button. GG End Polymerization. Yes, it's like GG End, but it's the active, and you get prizes. Getting prizes is a pretty big deal, you know. Now the card just seems really good, so we have to find out what will be the best engine for it. Yeah, Umbreon blocked items and also got KO, but that was 6 energies. This is 2 energies, right? So that's the difference. It's also only worth 2 prizes. That, like, this card is good enough to be worth 3, but it's worth 2. So all right, where's all my Gumi and Gudra lovers at? This one is also worth reading. Ignore all damage by your opponent's Pokemon being attacked. Your basic Pokemon that have a metal energy attached. It's still worse than the old Klinklang, and Klinklang was on its own kind of gimmicky and slow. This format is much faster, and this guy is also way more restricted. So probably won't see that much play. But this one though, I know this is the card you're all excited about, like the Gudra and the Gudra V-Star, and I don't know, it is okay. I want to put it out there that it is okay. I thought first it would be really good, but then I thought about which deck we actually had in format, and then I was a little more skeptical again. Let's talk about it. It is a 60. Opponent has to switch out. This is 140, and you take 30 less next turn. And so like okay, right? Normal basic V, but that's 220, which is key. 210, and you're an easy target for Arceus. 220 is generous. That's nice. That's on par with the legendary Vs, right? And then you have the Gudra V-Star. You do 200, and during opponent's next turn, you take 80 less. So effectively getting your 270 HP up to 350, which is very beefy. That's very tank. Big tonk. And then your restart ability is a full heal as well. And you're doing 200 damage. So you have decent damage output. And you also tank pretty well, right? So it's very unrealistic to knock this thing out in one attack. So then the question is like, how do you want to charge them properly, right? Maybe you need the Loss on engine, because the energy cost is awkward, right? So maybe it just has to be the Loss on engine for this thing as well. But like, I want to point out a couple holes it has, and that is, if it ever becomes really good, you can easily take in Escape or Boss in your deck to deal with it. You can also, like, as Palkia is right now, it's already playing Cross Switcher and Boss. So if you're up against Palkia, they can Cross Switch a Boss back and forth, negate the whole effect here, and just knock it out like normal. Like you lose the 80 reduction you have. So I'm a little bit skeptical how good it will actually be, but it has some potential at least. It's one of the better cards, I think, but it's not broken or anything. It just seems okay. Why do all the good arts make it look depressed? I'm not sure why it can't be happy in them. Maybe because it never gets like the card it really deserves, you know, and sad about that. Just Lost Zone Engine enables Fantina also, yes. Probably gets run over by Mew as well. I seem like okay against Mew. Like you can two-shot it fine, right? But that's usually not good enough, right? Yeah, Fantina can block 120, so like you can make like an incredible tank deck here, right? With the Gudra and Fantina. We'll get to Fantina in a second though. So you can get very tanky. I'm not sure like if it will be good enough though. Like being defensive is usually worse than being aggressive in the format. If you can do both, it's good though. So it definitely has some potential here. Yes, Fantina is good because Rob doesn't cancel the 120. It's also true. It's like, what kind of engine and how many do you want to play and everything, right? Because you still, at the end of the day, you need to win the prize trade and the tempo battle as well. Also feels like a deck you would have to learn how to play quickly with. Yes, like any tank deck will take more time, right? Because you're trying to prolong the game a lot. Yeah, I think this is definitely on like potential list of decks we're trying out, but it doesn't seem amazing. It just seems okay. I have like moderate expectations for it, but with that you can get positively surprised, right? When you build and test it. So the pitch shot can shuffle itself back in, and the attack is kind of medium. So you don't deck out, but that's really it. Licky, no. I mean, this is what I mean, like, why can't they give them something just to be a little bit interesting, you know? Why do they have to be so blank? Porygon 2, 20 damage for each Pokemon tool cards in both players' lost zone. I mean, you can use this with the Rotom, right? I mean, I get it, but it just can't be good enough, right? Porygon Z, Longer Beam. You can devolve one of your opponent's Pokemon in play and all evolution cards, right? So it's not just like a stage 2, they evolve twice. You can devolve the whole line. And you can shuffle them back into their deck. I think it's fun, but it's not good, right? If you manage to be treat killer and tweak it with a heal in between, maybe enough to trade fairly. Yes, exactly. So that's what it has going for it, right? Like if we can manage that, then you will be able to win games. So can you out heal or like survive the onslaught from Giratina, for example, right? I think he's in Gurai's homesick. It's in Hisui and not his home Kalos. I mean, maybe that's it. Maybe that's it. Licky deserves like 180 HP. This is like 250 at least, right? Snorlax is a mood. Yes. Okay, so Snorlax though. I know that Snorlax actually sees a decent amount of play in Japan, and it's because it does 180 and you have 150 HP, so it's really good against Inteleon because it tanks Inteleon and it knocks out Inteleon. So it has enough HP to survive and it does enough damage to knock it out. And it's also really good as a Miltank counter, so you get like 2-in-1 here. So it's a really nice single price, or just like jam into your deck to do a lot of damage, offset the price trade, anything, right? So Snorlax seems like a really like good card, and I know it falls asleep and everything, but it doesn't actually matter. If your single pricer tanks a hit, you can net it, and you don't have to attack with it anymore. That's good enough, right? Don't be greedy. It's good enough to get one attack off with this thing, and if it somehow lives, just net it. It's fine. It doesn't actually have to attack twice. Porygon 2 should see some play in new EX Stage 2 format. I mean, honestly, I still don't think it will, but it could be cool though. If you're sad, I know it, clap your hands. Yes, do the clap. The cool thing about going back to 2 price is there might be a spot for a 1 pricer index. It's also true. Like right now with the V-Star, you already have spots for 1 pricers, right? Like Palkia is a perfect example, but it's kind of broken because you can go Greninja, Palkia, and that's that's like kind of perfect. You get your 1 pricer and you get your 3 V-Stars. Ipom, no, Ambipom, grab all you want. That's a funny attack, but no. All right, let's talk about Zoroark though. As you all know, Zoroark has a special place in my heart, but I'm still a little bit skeptical to this one. It has the same attack as Urshifu, but for free, 30, switch with the bench. That's cool. If you were to open with it, you can get it out of harm's way. This attack doesn't do a whole ton. It has 210 HP, so it got done a little bit dirty here because Arceus knocks it out with Belt, and that's really annoying. The V-Star also has 270. I mean, it's not the legendary, right? So it's understandable, but it's still a little bit sad that it only has the 270, because 270 is way worse than 280. You do 50 for each of Pokemon and damage counters, and so you obviously try to pair this with Gengar and with the new training card that moves damage around. So you should be able to make a board state with where everything is damaged and you can hit for 300, and that will one-shot things, right? The question is like, how easy is it to actually accomplish this, right? Is it something you can do turn 2, 3, right? And what if your opponent plays an Avery or something, right? Is it fine to just discard your Gengar and just pop them back in? Is that easy? How easy is it for you to like stream your Zoroark engine and all that? So we'll have to look into it, but it has some promise. You get all the perks At Arceus, you get Dunsparce, you get Sharon's Care, you can loop it, right? And most importantly, you can attack for a single energy attachment, which is really big. Attacking for 1 is very underappreciated as well. Like attacking for 1 is big, really good. So like overall it seems okay, but you're doing big damage to the active, so you're also like a little bit of a linear deck, like if that is all your deck can do. But definitely like one of the better cards in the set. It might just be like on the same level as Darkrai, maybe. Like we all think is really hype, and then it's like a kind of medium deck in the end. And yeah, it also has a V-Star ability that is research, which that's a good ability, right? I mean that's strong. Why is it weak to fighting? It's a good question. At least you can go Dunsparce though, right? Single damage is fine. Jabber doesn't need choice spell. Can use Big Charm for HP. It depends what you play against though. And like if your opponent has Big Charm, you need a belt, right? If your opponent has Gardevoir in play, you need a belt. Or Pat, right? So it depends a little bit on your opponent's board here. Does deck just play 4DT? I think so. Probably just like 4DT. Maybe you want something to attack with the Gengar, but probably not. So just straight Zoroark. Buffalance. No. Kumala. If it's asleep, opponent doesn't get prices. No. Greedent. Discard your hand. If it's got 5 or more cards in this way, this deck does 150 more damage. And attack name is Dump. What do we say, chat? Kind of funny, right? Summarize the whole set. It's kind of funny though. All right. Arc Foam. Look at top card of your deck. Then turn to top of your deck. You may choose one of the face down price cards and switch it with the card of your deck. So it's cool that we can now manipulate certain cards into specific spots in our prices, like with more ease. You can still like Peony and do the same, but this is item based. So this could be kind of cool with Oranguru Dream Ball. That could be like a cute little combo that you can do without wasting your supporter. Dream Ball Guru, exactly. You got it. That was what I was thinking as well. But I'm not sure like what you can do otherwise, but that alone might be a cute enough combo. Going with the Venusaur, but you need energy, right? Like why not play Arcanine at that point? Sharon's Care deck? Yes, probably. Maybe 2 Psychic to attack with Gengar? Yeah, maybe. Where was Arc Phone in combo station era? I would have been perfect there, right? Would have been so good. A Resu search deck for 3 evolution Pokemon that doesn't have a rule box. I'm not sure if they actually had to nerf it to that. I'm not sure if you would have played it, even if you could pick up something with a rule box. Box of Disaster has to be a V, full HP, and damage from an opponent's attack, and the trade-off is 8 damage. Honestly, that's not enough. That's not enough at all. Like, you guys remember Bursting Balloon? That was 6 damage counters. You can attach it to anything, and your Pokemon could have any amount of HP left. This has, like, way too many prefixes, and, like, 8 damage counter isn't enough in the current format either. When the Bursting Balloon was around, things had, like, half as much as HP as they have now. So this thing should have done, like, at least 120, and, like, not have all these restrictions. Cool for Cube and GLC. Yeah, that was what I was thinking as well, but they're a rescue card, but otherwise not in standard. Bursting Balloon, Greninja, my favorite deck ever. Good old days. Yes, exactly. I'm just saying that is very underpowered right now. Like, they didn't have to do it, the card like that. So let's go. Colorist Experiment. This one is probably like really essential for the Lost Zone engine. Look at top 5 cards of your deck, put 3 of them in your hand, put the remaining cards in the Lost Zone. I really like this card actually. You get to look at top 5. You still only get 3, but you get to... It's multi-purpose, right? It's kind of like draw 5, because you get to look at 5. But you also get to put 2 in the Lost Zone, so you fuel the cards you need. So then you do multiple things at once, which is always cool. And it also a pretty skill-intensive card, I think, because you need to do a lot of decisions with it. Like, the cards go into Lost Zone, you don't see them anymore. So this card looks pretty cool. I like it. Here we have the damage pump. This is for the Zorak deck again. You can move 2 damage guns from one of your Pokemon to your Pokemon in any way you like. So Gengar puts 3 on itself, right? So then you just grab 2 of them and jam them onto your other Pokemon. Spread it around. And then your Zorak does more damage. And that's how you want to fuel that thing. Same as the Liminal deck, it does itself, but whenever it sets up, your opponent is screwed. I mean, I guess, like, the Liminal deck is more weak to hand disruption than anything. The early game is also a little bit shaky, that's for sure. Box of Disaster with Moltres V, a little short on damage. With Moltres V... But Moltres V damages itself, right? That won't even... What am I missing here? Alright, Fantina. You can only play this card if you have 10 or more cards in the Lost Zone. But when you play it, your Pokemon take 120 less damage from the attacks your opponent's Pokemon win next turn. That is pretty good. I can see this card being really big, honestly. Like, a well-timed Fantina can seal a game, right? Blocking that game-winning attack from your opponent. And games are still really fast, right? I think decks will still be aiming to win in 3 or 4 attacks. So if you can turn the tide one turn, that's should be all you need, really. 10 cards seems like so much, but I don't know. You need 10 cards to activate Giratina's attack anyway, right? So it's a number you want to reach eventually. Draw 2 cards, your active Pokemon has Hisuian in its name, draw 2 more cards. It's cute. It's kind of funny, you know. Alright, Lady. Fine for basic energy cards. Wow, amazing. I swear I don't think this will see play in anything. But feel free to try to prove me wrong. Lake Acuity? Pokemon with water fighting actually attached to them take 20 less damage from opponent's attacks. We had similar statements in the past, and I think this will be kind of the same. It'll see like no play, but be we tried the first couple of weeks of when it's legal. My question is, how easy is it to get 10 cards in the Lost Zone? That's like what we're gonna figure out as soon as the set drops. I'm really excited to see how easy it is, or hard. But it should be very doable. Not turn 2, but hopefully by turn 3 or 4 you should have it. Long glorious flowing hair is gone. We'll be back one day, you know? One day we'll be back. Lady Ripon, let's go. I think Lady's fine, we don't have ways to look for a lot of energies. I was actually missing energy, like missing Lady for the Urshifu deck for EIC. But like right now you don't have time anymore to play it in there. But it was a big deal to play against the Mew matchup because you needed so many energies. I kind of wanted in there for that, but Stormjourner will like that stadium? I mean, I guess. But is Stormjourner a real deck? That's the question. Crystal Cave just seems better for Gudra, and it probably is as well. I looked at a lot of Japanese YouTube videos, and getting cards in Lost Zone is pretty fast with Comfy ScriptNet and colors for sure. Yeah, I mean, I can see that. I can definitely see that. That's what I'm thinking as well. And also, like, this card also seems really good for that purpose. Let's do Lost City first though. When the Pokemon is knocked out, put in the Lost Zone instead of discarding it. I think this card is really, really good. Like, this is super cool. Because it can almost change the way you build a deck. Because you're worried about this card. Like, if you have a strategy where you're planning to loop a thing or use one Pokemon many times, right? This negates that strategy completely. And can be really good against, say, single price decks, right? Like Intellion Box will hate this card because they usually loop their Pokemon a lot, right? They use the same Pokemon over and over. So, like, anything like Intellion Box will hate it, or Gigas will hate it, right? Lunarok will hate it, and it's like single price deck really will really dislike playing against this card. So it seems like a very cool one. And honestly, like, if you play against any Intellion engine and you just like go after their engine with this stadium and it goes to the Lost Zone, they can't even cycle it. That seems crazy. That seems really cool. And it's also like, it's very liberal. It's just when it's knocked out, it's not inactive, not damage from attack. It's just when it's knocked out, right? So you can technically put this thing out, go Greninja, Lost Zone to Drizzle lines, right? That's pretty sick. That has to be good, right? Radiant Pokemon are scared of Lost City. That too. You can permanently get rid of a Radiant Pokemon. Yo, Stellar Wish. Radiant Pokemon scared for sure. Okay, let's look at Lost Vacuum as well. Put the card from your hand in Lost Zone. In order to use this card, choose either Pokemon Tool card or Stadium card, play yours or your opponent's, and put it in Lost Zone. It means that if you have a tool in play, you can technically just, or a Stadium, you can Lost Vacuum your own card, so that you get one Lost Zone card just to play this card, and then you also get the card you like Lost Zone in the Lost Zone too. So you get your Stadium and the card. It's a 2-for-1 deal, you know. So you can speed up the process of getting to that number 10 by a lot with this, right? So this seems like really, really good. Like, so good that you might want to play more copies than you actually want or need in your deck, just to speed up the process. Radiant Shard in particular is horrified of Lost City. Yes, for sure. Like, Radiant Shard will be very scared of that. Okay, now we come to like the main card we bother with the Lost Zone engine in the first place. Like, this is why you want stuff in your Lost Zone, on top of like Fantina and Giratina, but this is the main reason. You can only play this card if you have 7 cards or more in your Lost Zone. And you get 2 basic energy, different types, and attach them to your Pokemon in any way you like. And then shuffle your deck. That is pretty good. That's Beast Ring, but it is to any Pokemon, and your opponent cannot block it in any way. Like, Beast Ring you can turn off by just taking another KO, right? Or taking multi-KOs, right? This is something you can activate on your own. You're just like playing this little puzzle with yourself to activate Merge Gate. And that's way better than letting your opponent decide when your cards actually work, right? So this is the reason. The energy acceleration in item form is always crazy, and this is particularly crazy. So we'll see how easy it is to get to 7, right? Because then your deck starts working really well. Especially if this is Giratina, right? Or say Gudra even, right? Then this enables it. And Pollen V will feast on Comfys, by the way, and Cramorant. I mean, yeah. Maybe in Pollen V can be like a more relevant card again. But I will still assume you would play Path to the Peak in the Lost Zone engine, right? Like, maybe you still want the Lost City. We'll see though, we'll see. So this is definitely like a 4-off if you play the Lost Zone engine. Misfortune Sisters. Look at the top 5 cards of your opponent's deck. Discard any number of item cards you find there. Your opponent shuffles the cards you didn't discard back into their deck. So this is like we had an ability that did this as well. I think that was top 6 though. This is a supporter you can do it with. It's cool. I'm not even sure you would use it in control though. Like it seems like very okay medium. Misfortune Sister is really solid. Really? Where would you use this though? Because like it's a lot of tempo. I mean, you can only use this if you have established a stalemate with your opponent already, right? Alol Muck? Yes, exactly. Alol Muck. That's the one I'm thinking about. The question is just how consistent is Tina? The cards are insane though. Exactly. That is the $1 million question. Yes, Beast Ring also has to be Ultra Beast, and like Merge Gates is anything, right? Panic Mask was super cheesy in pre-release. Yeah. Prevent all damage done to the Pokemon discarded essentially by attacks of your opponent's Pokemon with 40 HP or less. I'm still not sure how relevant this will actually be. Like, I can see it come up though, but I can't picture you want to actually commit much space to it normally. Because it's if your opponent has 40 less HP remaining, wouldn't you rather want to put on a belt and try to kill it instead? Like, wouldn't that be better than trying to block its attack next turn? Would it be better to just, you know, kill it straight up instead? For a mill, it's more that you get extra cards on top of the deck. Turn was just too short to win in the time needed. I mean, that's true though. Like, if you jam it into Durant and you need extra reach, then maybe you know. Well, it needs to be like a dedicated mill deck. I guess like in mill, not control. It can maybe work in mill than Misfortune Sisters. Panic Mask is definitely for control. Yeah, I can picture you trying to win a prize race with this at least. I think Sandra has Fantina Eldegoss loop deck up his sleeve. Think so? I mean, Eldegoss will go up to 300 with a supporter. You can put on a tool that's 350. Oh, maybe 350 is good enough. We need a tool though. I feel like your Tina can still reach somehow. We will see though. We will see. Riley, reveal top 5 cards of your deck and ask your opponent to choose 2 of them. Discard the cards they chose and put the other cards into your hand. I mean, this is horrible, right? It's like so bad. This is a cool card, Thornton. It's basically Ninja Boy but from discard pile. Also like called Nanu, but Nanu was dark specific, so only dark Pokemon. Choose a Pokemon, basic Pokemon in discard pile. Switches it for basic Pokemon in play. Any attached cards, damage, special condition, turns in play, and the other effects remain on new Pokemon. So this is cool because you can suddenly jam any evolution Pokemon into play and your opponent didn't have time to interact with it. So if you really need a VMAX or V-Star or anything in play, right, you can go Thornton, swap out the support Pokemon, and just evolve it right away. So your opponent cannot block you off from getting that stage 1 into play, right? Control likes Misfortune Sisters means that Gust Lock is a lot better. Can use it with Cross Switch. Maybe Fusion Strike control. But again, like, it's only really good when you already established the stalemate, right? I feel like at that point you already won. Mr. Lightning type attackers, how valid will Rotom be? I'm sorry to say, Rotom GG, but I deemed it kinda meh so far. But it has synergy with the Z. Like, you can play it with the Porygon 2, but I'm not sure if it will be good enough though. Like, it needs 2 Lightning to attack as well, and Lightning doesn't have the best support. And we need to play Flaffy as well. This is Mew counter for turn 2 Maleta. It's less a stalemate to just leave the switching cards in decks. It allows more aggressive plays. I mean, maybe. We can look into it later, Phil. The Thornton is pretty cool. It's a pretty tricky card. I've seen people want to like play Reggies with it and then jam a random basic Pokemon into play with Thornton that you charge with Regigigas, right? That seems fun. But I think the best use is probably like just gonna play it as a one-off in some sort of Inteleon deck to put down your spicy tech in play. Toolbox. Look at top 7 cards of your deck. Rule any number of Pokemon tool cards you find there and put them into your hand. I mean, if you're playing Rotom, I mean, maybe. Maybe. I mean, even then, I'm not sure if I would do it. Polka with Thornton is pretty good. Yeah, I can definitely see that, for sure. Thornton and Polka is poggers. It might very well be. Thinking more about the whimsical tool drop. Yeah, I mean, if they keep printing tool cards, or like Pokemon that do something with tool cards, eventually will be really good, you know? Like Whimsicott was actually a pretty good deck, I think. Yeah, Woolo is like very simple. Has a very simple effect here. Discard one of your bench Pokemon V and all attached cards. I think though, honestly, instead of playing Woolo, it would probably be more served with using either Tauntant or Collapse Stadium most of the time. Like if you're only looking for discarding something, like what's stopping you for using Collapse Stadium? Isn't Collapse Stadium better? Yes, I think so. Like Collapse Stadium is in most cases better. Woolo could be good in like if you're playing with very few Pokemon on the board in the first place, right? But it seems a little bit limited. I think normally like Collapse will be better. Maybe it will have uses sometime. I do like that you now have an easy way, like without any conditions, to discard say a VMAX from play. That is pretty cool. Just a big fan of these interesting, unique utility supporters like Woolo, Ranger, Torton, Ninja Boy. Yes, I also like them. They were really cool. I like when we have more utility supporters in the format. Then we have a Wind Up Arm. This one is made for this guy, basically. So you can attack even if it's asleep or paralyzed. And this guy does 100 damage for each special condition on this Pokemon. Then use the Parasect to get special conditions on the Electrode so that you do a bunch of damage for no energy. The problem, though, is that it's worth 2 prices and it's very squishy. So if you're up against Arceus, right? Arceus knocks you out and charges the bench, and like it's much easier cycling Arceus than it is cycling Electrode, Parasect, and the item card that burns you, and the tool, right? So like you need more pieces than the opponent. Even if you pull off everything, you're still not trading great. So that's a problem with this guy. But he's funny. He's really funny. Spicy Curry. Yes, you need Spicy Curry and the Parasect, and you need a Wind Up Arm for every Electrode, or else the combo doesn't work. So it's quite a bit that can go wrong here, I think. Then we have Gift Energy. I think this is a really solid energy. Amelo mentioned to play this in Regis, and I think that sounds really good, honestly. Maybe that's why Regis is doing so well in Japan, actually. Because you have the Gift Energy. I can see that. Like, it's basically Lucky Egg, but it's an energy. So then Regis' problem was that I think it was a little bit inconsistent, didn't really like Roxanne, Marnie's, and stuff. But with Gift Energy, you can cycle the same energy again and again and, like, get the cards you need throughout the game, right? So that's it. That sounds really nice. That sounds really good. I think for other decks that are not Regis, this card is going to be probably just worse than Capture as long as we have it. As soon as Capture rotates, though, this will be a pretty cool alternative. Like instead of Capture, to having decks that needs a colorless cost, right? Then it can be good to take in there. But for now, Capture Energy is probably just better than the Gift Energy. And stuff that's not Regis again. Then it's not an Escape or reprint? No, it's not, unfortunately. Bulky controls your bench. Willow looks better in those cases than Collapsed, I think. It's also true though. It's like Willow has uses. It's just that I think Collapsed will be like if it's that one effect you're looking for, Collapse will often be better, but not always. There's so many interesting ideas in this set. It would be cool if they move to buffing these interesting strategies. I agree. There's a lot of things that are very unnecessarily nerfed, like no reason. Like why not make things more interesting by just buffing them a little bit? Like say if the Electrode did or like had more HP, right? Or like it did 150 for each special condition or something. Maybe then you would see play. But not, as it is right now, like even if you hit 300, you still need like a modifier on the move VMAX somehow. Also like the special energy like Capture Energy, Recycle Energy, Wonder Energy, Speed Lightning Energy. Yeah, special energies with unique effects are really cool. I do like that we have gotten so many of them. So we have like a wide array of options to use them as well. I think, was that all the cards? I mean, just looking at like cool artworks. I think so, right? They are pretty cool though. These are the full arts, right? Hey, Rotom kind of cool. Ooh, a lot going on this one. Aerodactyl. A lot of people have been hyping this artwork, but it's fair though. Look how cool it is. It's very cute. Yeah, Gallade. Let's see the bling. Yeah, we'll get to it. I'll go over it. You know I have to cop the Rotom alternate out. Oh, I mean, of course you have to. Of course. Just join. What was your opinion of Giratina and Kyurem? I think Giratina is really good. Like, probably best card in the set. Best Pokemon at least. And I really liked Kyurem as well. I think Kyurem might be a good substitute for Ice Rider in Palkia. Mr. Ryu and Arcanine, what was the verdict? I like Arcanine. I'm gonna try to make it work somehow. It seems pretty good. We'll see how good though. But now finally Venusaur has a home, you know. And right now we looked at all the cards, but we might as well just look at the artworks, right? Yo, this one was cool. Like, look at the table. This is nice. This one kind of just makes you happy. Giratina. I bet this card looks amazing IRL though. This card has to be amazing. I'm going to start with Gudra and Arcanine for sure. Cool. Japan's playing it really wacky. It's a Zoroark US home. I see. I mean, it's a stage 1 though, so it kind of makes sense, I guess, but I'm not sure if it's needed. Maybe you can just play it straight. Since you probably don't want to play energies anyway, right? Okay, I mean, it's a lot of cool artworks here. Can't go broke on every set, guys. Oh, that's a problem. This one going in the cube. Not sure about this one in the cube though, but this one going in the standard deck. This one also really cool, for sure. Then we have Lady. Wasn't there like an old full art lady? I'm thinking about another card. Also super cool. You get to play Slowbro in it. But they need energy though. Do you want to play energy? I also played Mightyena and other months. Mightyena is fair though. I can see Mightyena against Mew. Hidden Fates had a full art lady. Oh yeah, it did, right? Yes. Oh, he looks annoyed. I like it. Or bored. I mean, this is really cool though. Really cool card. Never been that big fan of the rainbow rares. They just all kind of look the same, right? I like when the cards have the correct typing. Now they just all look colorless, you know? They're all blanks. But this though, this looks sick. I can't deny that this looks sick, right? Man, it's probably like the best gold card art so far. Like, it just fits Giratina so well, you know. Also prefer the old colors full art. This one is nice. I mean, the old colors is also super cool. I think I like that one more as well. Rainbow rares, yeah, we don't like rainbow rares here, do we? The gold plus the golden Giratina, yes, it's amazing actually. It's so cool. I don't think Thorn looks border annoyed. In the full art, he's just a typical Gensi on his phone. I guess it is. Like the gold Mewtwo V-Star too? Oh yeah. Best gold is Tina. I mean, this just looks amazing though, right? My goodness. Probably gonna be so expensive, but really cool. This one is fine, but like, you can't match this. It was just too nice. Box of Disaster. I don't think this card is good enough to deserve its own like secret rare card. I really like Collapse as a card though, so I'm really happy this one gets a full art. Dark Patch getting one. That's fair. That's fair. We really didn't get one already, honestly, but now we get one. And this card is also pretty amazing, so it also is fair that we get this one as well. What do you think about the Mewtwo V-Star with Clefairy? I think it's probably fine. I still think Lunaton Solrock is probably better because you get to cycle, right? And you also don't have to get Clefairy back in out of the active all the time. So it seems easier using Lunaton Solrock than Clefairy. There better be Secret Rare Mirage Gate. Yes, I mean there better be, right? Also hacking box, get a gold before the gate. It's true, it's true. Yo, what's up, Chimp Change? We just finished the set review, so if you're interested, you can go back and watch the VOD as well. Mr. Beginning, what do you think about new Snorlax as one of Giratina V-Star? I think that'd probably be really good. I already embraced my love for the new Snorlax and think it's really strong. I mean, these all look amazing, don't they? They all have so much detail, and I don't know. I really, really like them. We get them all, right? I hope so. Oh my goodness. We're getting this one. Easy. There's no doubt. There's no doubt. And they're crazy. They're so cool, actually. Even this one got one. Oh, there's the Crobat. I've seen this one. Oh, I remember this artwork. I saw it like so long ago. Did we finally get it? No way. Did we finally get the full art adventure? No way. Like, I really like this card. I think it was so sad I didn't get the full art, but now here we are. This is awesome as well. Kabu, Cook, another Opal, and these two. Nice. Not bad, not bad. Arcanine is really nice. Yes, I also embrace my love for Arcanine as well. Did you think of Sora again? Sora is okay, but it might be like on the same level as like Darkrai was for last set. Um, so maybe it won't be amazing, but playable. You know. Hopefully, it will be a little bit better than what Darkrai was. Retina just hits too hard. Yes, it hits really hard. I have to say goodbye to V. I think Cramorant Sableye will be a really fun deck. Like just those two. I don't know. I can see you tech them in Giratina as well. Got that Lysander full art now. Let me see. I think I saw it. I saw it. It's this one. Also really cool. I think I would. I like Giovanni more though as a boss. Yeah, Giovanni full art looks better. I think I like Giovanni more honestly. It's more like it's the boss, you know. It's the bossest of bosses. Giovanni is more menacing. Like give me your Pokemon, you know. Which Nesta art do you prefer? We put them next to each other. We have this one. This is more in action though. I think I kind of like this one more. It's really cool. They're both really cool. But maybe this one more. More action in that one. Well, bosses order be TG or Secret Rare? It's a good question. I'm not sure. Waiting for Getsis. Yo, can you imagine reprint of a Getsis? What about Psychic Station V in Giratina to get the grass and Psychic Energy on it turn 1? Honestly, that doesn't sound bad actually. That sounds fine. And then you charge it so you have it ready to go turn 2. It depends like how easy it is to pull off the gate, right? Gardevoir from Chilling Rain with Giratina. Yo, Place for Days. Thank you so much for the sub. I appreciate that. Thank you. You will get your subs one day, or like your emotes one day. Cyrus got a boss, but not in full art. Yes. Leafeon V is better. Yeah, you can also use Leafeon. Like you can use Leafeon or Zacian if you want to go for that strategy, right? I think optimally you just want to get the merge gate going, right? Because you have to aim for Lost Zone anyway. So maybe having something else in your deck is just going to be a distraction that you don't need. Dieball reprint confirmed? No way. Really? Is it? That's insane. Water has enough? I mean, Water definitely has enough. Water is by far the best typing right now. I agree with Gate, but get 7 Lost by turn 2 could be tough. Zacian could help you attack turn 2 and attack gets you closer to Gate for turn 3. That's true though. I can see it being like a good stepping stone for going turn 2 into turn 3 again. So you have to see like how you build it, right? Like if you can get away with a one-off, maybe it could be fine actually. Like that's all you have to add to your deck, like one Leafeon, one Zacian, just that's it. To get that extra energy into play. Can't wait for rotation so Water can calm down. I mean, I guess. Water has everything right now. It has the bucket, it has Irida, it has Greninja, it has Palkia, I mean, it has the Inteleon line. It's, I know, man. Water has it all. And Heavy Ball, yeah. I mean, all types can use Heavy Ball though, but yes, it does have Heavy Ball too. But that will be the set review. I felt like we covered all the cards and talked about them pretty in depth as well. So if you just arrived, or if you missed something, you can go back, watch the VOD. Maybe we post it as well. That would be a wise thing to do. Hopefully we can do that. And you can go back and then you can just like skip into whatever card you want to hear me talk about, and you can find it for later. I think Station is a little better than Leafeon if you're considering it, since you can theoretically Gardenias for the grass. That's also true though. What about like just playing Gardenia? Can you play Gardenia instead of Mergeki? Grass? Finally? Yeah? Maybe not. Maybe not. Because like, I still think it's too silly to not try to activate its V-Star attack. Because the V-Star is insane, right? Like that attack is incredible. So you should still probably want to play Lost Zone. That seems very intended to try to run some Lost Zone shenanigans here. You'd rather colors instead of Gardenias, but it's an option. Yes, you probably want to do that, right? Yeah, that will be my set review. I started a little bit late today. I'm sorry about that. I'll see if I can get done earlier tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll definitely get back to playing though. Like actually building decks and stuff. I still have testing we need to do before Baltimore regionals coming up. Or Bilbao, or there's one in Brazil as well, right? I think there's like 3 events that weekend, so we'll be doing more testing towards those 3 events, and I will be attending Baltimore myself. Grows the hair back, people. I mean, one day I'll come back, you know, one day. Sao Paulo, yes, excellent. So there's 3 big events that will take place that weekend. That will be the final thing we do before the new set. Yes, no Lost Oregon. It will not be. So this is pre-Lost Oregon. So we'll be playing or Palkia or Arceus decks like normal, you know. Maybe Vikavolt to feel really adventurous, but probably not. Probably not want to do a high risk high reward for a regional event, but we'll see. Yes, it's the Worlds format basically. But yeah, that will be all from me for today, I think. Let's see if we can find someone to raid. Is Porto Alegre not Sao Paulo? Okay. Porto Alegre. Let me. I can actually go check. Let me check. That weekend we got upcoming. Yes, regional Porto Alegre. And Bilbao and Baltimore. That's the 3 events going down on the 17th of September. But yeah, thank you all so much for hanging out and being here and everything. I really appreciate that. Let's see. Yo, Alessandro is streaming? I never see him streaming. Maybe we can go ride him. iCaterpie. Steuben is having a burst stream, or maybe we have to raid him as well then. Or like instead. Wait, let me see if I find him. Okay. Burst stream. We'll ride him. There we go, there we go. Okay, again, thank you so much everyone for hanging out. I will be back tomorrow about the same time as today, and then we are back to testing. Now we done what needs to be done. We done the team challenge, we done the set review. So now we can go back to playing as we want to. Yeah, thank you so much today. It was really fun. I will see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for stopping by and have a good day.